As the days turned into months, the initial magic of our relationship began to make way for the complexities of blending two independent lives. Lucas and I loved each other deeply, but our careers, ambitions, and individual paths began to present challenges we hadn't anticipated. These weren't simple roadblocks, they were the kind that forced us to confront our values and priorities head-on. For me, my work as an art professor was not just a career, it was a calling. I poured my heart into every class, every portfolio, every project. My students often described me as relentless in my pursuit of excellence, and I took that as a compliment. But the same passion and drive that fueled my work often left little room for anything else. My calendar was a sea of deadlines and travel plans, each one a testament to my commitment to my craft. Lucas, on the other hand, was equally immersed in his world of art illusion and filmmaking. His creative genius shone in every project he touched, but the demands of his work often meant long hours and unpredictable schedules. Despite his calm and measured demeanor, I could see the weight of his responsibilities in the subtle lines of fatigue on his face. One evening, as we sat on my balcony with the city lights twinkling below, the conversation turned to our future. Lucas had been offered a new opportunity, a chance to work on a high-profile project that would require him to travel extensively. My instinctive reaction was excitement for him. I wanted him to chase his dreams with the same fervor I pursued mine. But beneath that excitement was a flicker of fear. What would this mean for us?
It's an incredible opportunity.
Lucas said, his voice steady but tinged with uncertainty.
But it's going to be a lot. The travel, the time away.
You have to do it, I said without hesitation. The words came out strong and resolute, but inside I felt the tug of conflicting emotions. This is your dream, Lucas. You've worked so hard for this. He smiled, but it didn't reach his eyes.
And what about us?
The question hung in the air, heavy and unspoken until now. I looked at him, my heart aching with the weight of the moment. We'll figure it out, I said, though even I wasn't sure what that meant. The truth was, I didn't have an answer. My instinct, as always, was to charge forward, to face the challenge head-on and trust that everything would work out. But this wasn't a problem I could solve with sheer determination. It required compromise, patience, and a willingness to navigate uncharted territory together. In the weeks that followed, the strain of our diverging paths began to show. Small disagreements turned into heated arguments, fueled by our mutual frustration and inability to find a solution. My impulsive nature often led me to say things I didn't mean, words that hung in the air like a storm cloud. Lucas, ever composed, would respond with calm logic, which only seemed to heighten my frustration. "Why can't you just fight for this like I do?" I blurted out during one particularly intense argument. The moment the words left my mouth, I regretted them. Lucas's expression shifted, hurt flashing across his face before he quickly masked it.
I am fighting,
he said quietly.
but fighting doesn't mean shouting the loudest. Sometimes it means finding a way to make things work without tearing each other apart.
His words stung, not because they were harsh, but because they were true. I realized then that my passionate approach, while a strength in many areas, could also be a liability. I wasn't just fighting for us, I was fighting against the fear of losing what we had. And in doing so, I was losing sight of the bigger picture. Determined to make amends, I suggested a weekend getaway, a chance for us to step away from the chaos and reconnect. Lucas agreed, and we found ourselves in a quaint coastal town, far removed from the noise of our lives. The sea breeze and the sound of waves crashing against the shore provided a soothing backdrop as we walked hand in hand along the beach. "I'm sorry for how I've been handling this," I said, my voice barely audible over the sound of the ocean. "I've been so focused on what we might lose that I forgot to see what we already have." Lucas stopped walking and turned to face me, his eyes searching mine.
I've been scared too.
He admitted.
Scared of what the distance might do to us. But I think we're stronger than that. We just have to remember why we're doing this in the first place.
The conversation was a turning point. It reminded me that our love wasn't about avoiding challenges. It was about facing them together. The bold, passionate part of me wanted to leap into the future without hesitation, but I was learning to temper that with reflection and understanding. As the sun set on the horizon, painting the sky with hues of orange and pink, I felt a renewed sense of clarity. Lucas and I weren't perfect, but we were willing to fight for each other in our own ways. And that, I realized, was what truly mattered. The road ahead would not be easy, but I felt a renewed sense of hope. Together, we could navigate the roadblocks, find our rhythm, and build a future that honored both our individual dreams and our shared love. The journey was far from over, but for the first time in weeks, I felt ready to embrace it one step at a time.